Yes. I'm just not speaking much. I just don't want it to mess up now. Right? Give it a few more seconds. Right, that should be okay.
I mean, I needed to fix something because I couldn't send the link. Like, I was inviting you, but Brandon isn't here. I mean, on this platform, so I couldn't invite him. So I had to send the link. And every time I'll get out of this interface, the audio will get cut off. So it was
It,
really bugging.
I know, because I got it first time. I thought, oh god, here we go. Another one, another one, another one, another one. And I'm like, oh my god, pack it in. It's not all about you. I'm all about it. Kept cutting off. I thought, don't annoy me.
Yeah, yeah. So I was finally able to send the link to Brandon. Yeah, there we go. Hey, welcome, Brandon.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going fine. What about you?
It's going good. Just been a bit busy, but good.
Yep. Best of luck for your future.
Yeah, hopefully, if things keep going smoothly.
Yep, you will. All right. So, how's the weather over there in your place, both of you?
Awful.
Terrible.
Gone from
I-
sunshine and warm just to freezing cold and, well, no
Oh.
weather.
There was a low pressure, so it's raining here. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's raining here and it's annoying. Well, I was out in my shorts again, so.
Yeah. So we have a lot of interesting things to talk about. So I think we missed 1 week in middle, but we have a devil's deal. I mean, interesting things happening, and we got what the hostel story back and interesting information on Ivy. I know Brandon was keen on it, as I was, and we have the nanny affair and Queen Bee on choices.
Oh god.
Quite a bit coming forward.
Yep.
Yeah. So where should we start?
Ooh. It's good to just start choices and work on from there.
Yeah.
Yep, let's go. So in choices, I think AVSP. Yeah, I was gonna ask you last week, but now I have got my answer. But still, I would like you to sort of, can either of you tell me like the ending of a very scandalous proposal, like the bonus scene? I know the Lady Gamma is our love interest in The Unexpected Heiress, but what about like did they just commit suicide? Like what happened there?
So basically, what happened is the young Duke fell in love with someone else. He started seeing her, and then eventually they had a child. And he wanted this child to have the best life. So his mistress, and Lady Gemma made an agreement. So the child would serve in his place as his heir in her name. And as far as Lady Gemma knows and everyone else, he would fake his death. And basically, both his mistress and him have died due to, unknown reasons, and basically they've run away to be together. So they're living somewhere else, free, whilst Lady Gemma has his son Ollie, and continues on the Montjoy family tree. So and so.
Who is Gerard's father, right, or grandfather?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So they didn't die actually. They just
No.
faked the death. Oh wow.
Fake the death and ran away to be together.
Oh, thanks. I didn't get the ending. Thanks. Okay. So that's all I wanted to ask there. All right. So what book do you want to talk about in charge? So we have the Nanny Affair, Shipwrecked for you guys, and then we have Queen Bee, some information.
That's supposed to start, Danny Affair.
Okay, go on. So last chapter.
Which was the last chapter we actually did, though? We missed two. It was the one before the expo, wasn't it? Yeah, yep. So we got two. So chapter 12? 11? I think it was. Yep. So
now, what chapter are we on currently? Chapter 13?
13, I think. Going on 14. We just finished 13.
So 12 and 13 we haven't talked, I guess.
So the expo and the bet. Or the bet and the expo in that order. So yeah, after the whole Monte Carlo business, we finally got down to the expo and the business. Which one? What? Yeah, we got to work with Zofia. We finally started cracking down on the business. We met some of the developers. We met Antoine Bisset, who's one of the biggest, influencer, one of the
Investors.
investors. That's it,
Yeah.
investors. He's one of the biggest investors to actually, come into it and start working on things. He's a pretty big deal. He has a love for cars and, well, such other things. So you meet him, and he shows off his cars. You can charm him so you can get on his side, and impress him so you can get the division some more money. You also, one thing I liked about this chapter as well is I liked the early bit. You make a little steamy bet with Sam, but also you get to spend some time with the kids. A little online gaming. I liked that. That was a nice touch. A little bit of online gaming. Not familiar with the type of game though. And then after that we start getting to work again. We also run into Robin, who, of course, is going downhill as usual. Offer her help. Obviously, she sees it as hostile because she's blinded by a very huge ego. So she's obviously biased to it, and says no. And then once it gets to the end of that chapter, we end on one thing I forgot. We are diamond scene where we take Antoine's personal car for a little drive over the mountains or on the ocean side. I chose the ocean side because they're better than mountains. We can have a little one-on-one moment with the missus. Then we can return and get back to work before Zofia tries to kill us again. Then that's when things go to hell. We've been sabotaged. Our entire designs have been destroyed. And at the chapter after, we find out it's not just us, it's Sam as well. Both of our projects were sabotaged by, it's pretty obvious who, Robin. And I was like, wow, this is just, I knew she was desperate, but this just proves how desperate.
Yeah.
And honest to God, I was like, I was shocked. Like, I thought it was just us, but then when I saw it was Sam, I was like, oh God, it's Sam as well. It makes sense. She's trying to take out the competition. Obviously, Robin did us a favor. We were able to give an even better demonstration because she destroyed the examples, but she did not destroy the actual machine, unlike Sam. So we were able to actually give a live demonstration, which was equally better. So thanks, Robin. You failed again. Sam was able to repair a machine. We were able to buy time for her, and we were able to expose Robin as well. We were able to get right in her face, get the investors like, oh yeah, because some good designs here. What about when it comes to sabotaging your competition? Huh? I was able to expose them right then and there, and oh my God, was it that? It was so satisfying. There was something just so satisfying about I chose to do it in private. I'm not that much of a heartless person. Actually, I am. I just did it for the benefit of the investors. And we exposed her, that she'd been cutting corners. We put her in a place. And we didn't hear a word from us or them. And coming to the end of the competition, we won. GG, easy. Bit too easy with us on the team. Obviously, Sophia was surprised once again. As usual, she's underestimating us. Again. Honest to God, her ego is that. I don't know whose ego is bigger, Sophia's or Robin's. At this point, it's no wonder they fit together. Because they both have equally big egos. So then we get to party in a casino. They rent out a casino for everybody who was involved with the work, so they can have a little chill around. We get a chance at a premium dress, which I really liked. I liked the premium dress in this episode. It was really nice. There was something unique about it. Obviously, the crimson red was a nice touch, and just the design, the glittery design. It was a nice touch. A lot of people liked it as well. Can't say I blame them. And obviously, we get access to a VIP spot, and then we get to enjoy the high rollers table with Sam, so which is quite cool. We ended up winning quite a bit, got a good luck charm, and obviously, one thing that kind of got me was when Zofia strode. It was like it's like this part of a chapter where it's like me, Sam, and Zofia. We're all on a neutral point here. We're all kind of getting along for the time being. It's like, it feels weird, but it kind of feels good. We're at a neutral standpoint, for the time being. And she was like, guess who's not here to help suck up the atmosphere? And I'm like, yes, we know Robin's not here. She's sulking. And obviously that didn't last long, and obviously she was like, oh, well done. So, yeah. Well, I'm pretty awesome.
Did you say thank you?
Yeah. She said thank you. She said thank you. You really should stop underestimating me, though. That might be good. Then, obviously, we were able to spend the last night in Monte Carlo with Sam, and we even got to stay the night as well. Got to have a pleasant sleep and dream. And obviously, we end off on that chapter with something that's a bit catching as well. Robin, who makes her final little stand. Obviously, she's onto something. She's like, obviously this failed. Now they're going to something called Phase 2. So she's planning something big. And obviously she was like, she tried to leave us out of it. Funny way of showing it. But now she's going to take us down too. And that's what we left off. We left with a bit of a cliffhanger from Robin as we return to New York. So, I'm curious as to what Robin's going to do. Like, I liked these two chapters. These two chapters really spiced it up a bit more. And it was so satisfying to take down Robin. Honestly, God, this taking down Robin was so warranted.
Yeah, Robin saved it.
I'm curious as to what she's planning, though. It's like, first of all, she was cutting corners. Then she tried sabotaging to get more investment money. It's like, what is Phase 2? What else can you do? You've already tried to sabotage the divisions. What else can you try and do to stop us?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every time you sabotage, you just make us look better.
Yeah.
It's like, so by all means, keep doing it. Keep making us better. So it's like, I'm just curious what's going to go on next.
Yeah. I have a question for both of you. Who do you think she was talking on phone?
Jordan.
No.
Okay.
Not Jordan.
Jenny?
No.
Jenny?
No. It will have been one of her manufacturers in the Dalton Enterprises. There's no one else she would have talked about. Like, because there's no way Jordan and Jenny would have been in the full loop of what's going on here, so they wouldn't even know what Phase 1 was. It will have been somebody she's communicating with on her side. There'll be somebody loyal to her. Probably somebody loyal to her.
Sophia's brother?
No, he's out of the loop as far as we all know. He sold Sophia's company and took off. He didn't want any part of it after his father died. He's just living his freestyle life. That's why Sophia has the company. Like, it was all handed to his son first, but he was like, nah, and he was like too mature, so Sophia bought it off him, and then he ran off.
Yeah.
So he's out of the loop as far as we know.
Yeah. I pretty much liked. So you were explaining when you said. I pretty much like when the book first started, or even in book 1, I thought Robin will get a redemption arc or something, and Sophia would be the diabolic character. But how it turned out, it was quite interesting because I think Sophia is. We're seeing her differently. I mean, yeah, she is. She has her own ego, or she can take revenge in her own way. She can be diabolical, but on a professional level, I think she knows how to work with someone. And we were thinking she would make our lives hell, but she only helped us to flourish and nourish ourselves, what we do the best. So I think that's quite interesting how Sophia's character turned out at this point. That I never saw coming, truth to be told.
Well, I think it's a bit more she's good at telling other people to do things for her. So it's more or less that case, but yeah, in a way. It's like we're back in the first book where throughout Italy and such, we're all in from the start, we're in a neutral standpoint with her. Like, like the engagement, like when we were her maid of honor, that kind of neutral standpoint. I think right there.
Yeah,
but I think it's
16 or something. We were on good terms with Sophia. Then Sophia had an agreement with us. Then Sophia sort of ditched us, ditched the whole agreement.
Yeah, obviously it was to be expected. She's an opportunist. She'll take an advantage at any point she can. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Then I'm just curious to see what's going on. We're gonna be, as far as I know, we're going back to New York in the next chapter, and it's chapter 14 that we're in now, like coming up to, which I just had the description for, which I'll write back up. And then hopefully, as we all know, we hopefully will go to 20 chapters, so it's nowhere near the end yet. Which makes sense because this is not at an end point yet. Nowhere near.
Yeah.
So hopefully we will we'll get there. And then I'm really curious to see what Robin's got planned because I don't see. Obviously, I can't see much. I don't have all the details. And then we have chapter 14, the changing seasons. After the expo, you're on top of the world at work, but can you handle mixing business with pleasure?
Oh, pleasure like usual. Sorry.
Stress relief. There's a lot going on. You know, stress relief.
Yeah, but she don't want to get in a relationship with us. She don't want to get into a relationship just yet, but she still wants to hook up with us. Yep.
It's like that. It's not easy. It's like you got to avert the scandal. You don't want to have you don't want your name tarnished, and then just you ruin your business. Like, yeah, you love
But
someone.
if that's the case, if that's seriously the case, then why does she want to hook up? What if we get caught?
Obviously, they're taking precautions before they do get caught.
But why would she do it every chapter then? Because if she really wanted to wait till next year,
Because it's not just about hooking up in their way. It's about being together. That's just what they do. They be together. They act
be
together.
together by hooking up every time they do speak.
There's not much to talk about because they're not going to about from the elephant in the room. They can't really talk about much. Can't really talk about the future until they've got all this out of the way.
Fair enough. But if somebody said to me in real life, "Oh, can't get together until next year. Let's just hook up every chance we can get."
Yeah, but in all fairness, what's the chances of you being in a relationship that's possibility going into a scandal?
Yeah.
What's the chances of that? How do you know that, though? Seriously.
Probably 0 to nothing.
Also, yeah, in book 1, I think something happened after the subway accident. So Sam was at that point because Sam was not able to choose between the company, between the battle, between those and Sam's.
Like she's gone through this before. This isn't the first time it's happened. Like, because she went through this with her first wife, but obviously it didn't go as well. Like, it went a bit pear-shaped because things kind of the same thing. What happened with us happened with them, is what I can tell. So they this has already happened. It's it's just deja vu, but she's trying to make sure this happens differently. Because last one they ended up with paparazzi and her wife Addison. Not she's not feeling. She don't feel like she wants to leave. She feels depressed and such, and she's not feeling good. It's having all this media come down on them. So that's why she's going through all these precautions and going with what she wants to do. And it's like, but it's still what happened to her. Because the way it said, there's multiple scenarios. The subway obviously being the main one, obviously some sort of accident, but there's also the possibility, and I don't say this lightly, there is possibility of suicide because the way she described it, I can't remember off my head, but the way she was too upset or like too physically out, she could have been severely depressed. So she could possibly have committed suicide. I mean, I doubt she would have, but the depression and like that kind of life it can do once. You never know.
Yeah, that makes sense. But like in book 1, we were at the same stage. Sam was not able to decide between the race and our main character. Then the subway incident, like you said, it sort of made her realize what was important to her. And then we're back to the square one again because it's again company and those things versus our main character. But I think the conclusion is again going to be our main character being more precious to us than the company. So it's kind of along those lines.
Yeah, that is precious to us, but it's like, this is also not for us. Again, this comes into like book 1 as well. It's like this is the legacy for the boys as well. Like, because this is also for them, not just us. Like, this is her life. This you can. Yes, you're in love with someone, but you can't. Even though it limits you, you can't just throw away your life if you've worked for it. Like, she's worked for it. Like Robin says, she handed it to her, but she will have worked the way she is. She definitely worked for it. She never just got handed it. So it's like, if you work so hard for something, yes, you can fall in love, but it's like you won't want to just throw that away. Yes, you'll be in love, and yes, it could compromise, but you still don't want to throw that away completely. Not after you've worked so hard and gone through so much to make it all worthless. I mean, yeah, there's all that talk of love, you got the person, etc., but still, it's important to her. Just like that's why she's trying to make it work. Obviously, she'll still stick with MC, but it's like she's had a lot with her, and there's a lot for her kids, and she's worked a lot in her life, gone through a lot. It's like she doesn't want to just throw it away, and it's like you can't ask her to.
Yeah, that's sort of along those lines. Yeah, but it has happened twice, before. First with Addison. Now we don't know what exactly happened, but that went to hiring Naya. That didn't happen in book 1.
Yeah, that wasn't much so like the affair or the scandal. That was just a case of meeting someone, and she wasn't engaged at the time. Then it was a case of meeting someone and just carefully coming out having a relationship.
That. Yeah. Just but I think at the end somehow it's going to be again like what happened in book 1. We're gonna get the company because we're gonna win the race. That's probably given. But even before we win that, there's gonna be a moment or something like where we're gonna get the same flashbacks what happened after the subway race, the sub no no not the race, the subway accident. That the company and the whole battle will be really trivial to Sam. In return, on the contrary of the family of our main character, Mickey and Mason. So that's, I think we're headed to the same direction, and it's just it's just gonna get reiterated that how important, like what kind of importance MC brings to Sam's life. So I think that's where they're going to head going to head in this book.
Yeah, I mean, it could, but like I said, it could go either way, and it's like, you know, I just think a lot of people criticize her and stuff, but it's like, it's tough being in that situation in general. You have a life, yes, and you want to fall in love and you have someone, but it's like you've got to, she wants to make both things work, and it's like I wouldn't throw away my life. If I've worked for something, yes, I'd be in love, but I still wouldn't want to throw away what I've worked for, and such. So it's like I can understand what she's doing and where she's coming from. She wants to spend time, but she also wants to try and sort this all out so that they don't have to creep around anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally understand that point, but the thing is that we have gone over this in the book one, and then we're going to. I mean, we sort of because Sam took a big risk, like she literally dumped Sophia and like ran away from the. It could have jeopardized the company's position, and it did some damage. And then the Sam's father and Robin's father, they did the damage control there, and then Sam ran off to MC, and then the book two starts, and things kind of fall back to exactly where it was. So I think the way the realization, the subway accident, it kind of that's how I personally felt that what happened there, that kind of lost is a big importance, because that was a very big incident in terms of if they related that to Addison in a big way, then it's a very big matter. Like your past, there's trauma related to it, like the fear. Sam in Sam's eyes, we could have seen that, and that was the decision that triggered Sam. So I think for me, I thought that kind of it lost the importance, that moment, because that moment was precious to me. And also, we didn't learn much about Addison so far. I hope to learn more, because I'm really excited. And what you said about suicide, so from that perspective, because that was my favorite scene of book one. So I personally thought like that thing lost kind of interest. I mean, sorry, like its significance, like the way it gone again, like it started from zero again. So that's how it gone, I guess.
Yeah, it's just like obviously the way it's coming, there's going to be this build up to a big revelation or something about our past and what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's like all I can say is patience, I guess, because that's what Sam's asking, and that's all I can say is what's going on for now. It's just take your time. You just got to chill, wait, and see what happens.
Yeah, last two chapters, they're promising, things are going to happen, and Robin is with someone. So, like you said, so things will be, it's going to get.
Not necessarily the last two chapters.
Yeah. So the Robin is coming into this, and we'll have to see how Sophia, what kind of role she plays. Yeah.
Yeah, but Sophia, she's obviously going to just try and contain power, and if not, she'll have some sort of contingency, probably. Yeah.
And
she'll probably expose the full scandal yet again. We'll probably get nice repeat.
Yeah. I don't think she's going to do that, because it would hamper her reputation too. Because she's going to be replaced with a nanny. Then you know what I mean. Like she will be replaced with a nanny. Sam dumped her because of a nanny.
I doubt she'll care. And frankly, as long as the way I see it, it's like you want to handle it carefully, but frankly, other people's opinions that you don't, other people's negative opinions of people that you don't know, frankly, their opinions don't necessarily matter. The only people's opinions who actually matter are the people you want or you care about. Other than that, whose opinion really cares? Or whose opinion really matters?
Exactly. That's it. Like it's about who you care. That's all. Just continue with it. Yeah. So
just gonna be excited for the next chapter this week.
If I ask you two for the prediction, what do you think is the path? Not the whole book, but next one or two chapter. What would you say? What is the prediction specifically around the Robin thing? So what would you say?
Obviously, we're gonna be we're at the top now with the environmental division blowing up, robotics close behind, manufacturing way down at the bottom because they suck. Then I think it's just going to be a case of work like back into the working stage, getting back into that routine. Obviously, I think a bit of time will blow by from Monaco. Well, it'll blow by a bit, and we'll be trying to meet with our new friends in manufacturing, trying to get as much information on Robin. Because after that little bit, we're going to be determined to find out what Robin's doing and what she's trying. Because obviously, whatever it is, it's going to affect everybody. And at this point, she's going to end up, she's going to cause a lot of trouble for everybody.
Yeah.
Do whatever it takes to cause mayhem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What about you, Mac? What's your prediction?
Do you want me to tell you? Do you want me to tell you a lie, or do you want me to tell you the truth?
Oh,
Sure.
just your prediction for the next couple of chapters.
This might sound a bit stupid, but I don't really care. I'm just not interested in the book anymore. Nope. That's all I have to say.
Okay. All right. So for me, I think it's starting to look up for the last two chapters. I hope that the pace is going to be a bit better from the next chapter, and it's going to be like how Open Heart 2 was. Sort of more things are happening because we have lots of stories. I think we have things like Addison thing, so that is yet to be known in a big way, and then we have Jordan drama. Jenny's hiding something, then Robin thing, and House of so a lot of things are there, and it could be a big woo. Like you start reading it, and then there's a lot of things to process. I hope that happens. If Brendan said 20 chapters, then it needs to shake things up from here, and that would be mind blowing Friday if that happens. So I'm waiting for that.
I still got hope for it. Still my book. Still gonna keep going with it.
Yeah. Okay. So that was Nanny Affair, a very scandalous proposal we covered. What else we have? So Shipwrecked. So you guys are playing it. I haven't played it yet. So let's go on.
We discussed 1 and 2 last time, didn't we? So we're on to 3 and 4 now.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's interesting because chapter 3 we started off. We found out we were shipwrecked, and then we headed off into the jungle. We found this little waterfall oasis area. We have a little dip, have a bit of one-on-one. We have a little diamond scene where we can jump off the cliff, but that's when it kind of gets a bit odd. I'm not saying bad, but odd. This captain, I'm not understanding her. I can't get a read on her or him. It's like 1 minute we're on top of the mountain, we'll get ready to jump. They kiss us and then jump, and then once we're there, it's it's a little steamy moment. But it's like, where's this come from? It's like
Exactly.
I'm assuming it's something dark or something that's kind of like it's like 1 minute they have full walls up, and then at one point they just want to let their guard down and just go for it.
Yep.
And I'm not sure so far. And then I'm not complaining. It was quite nice. It's like you're on a deserted island. What are you gonna do against a spicy captain? I mean, I'd probably struggle to keep my hands off him, so I can't really blame him. That would be much the other way around, but I'm definitely not seeing a witness type story much. Yeah, because I'm not seeing a witness type story here. That's all I'm saying.
But you've just said what you've said, saying 1 minute you got the walls up and they haven't.
Yeah, because there's a difference between that though. It's like witness, they were just like sex hungry and I'd say in love, but that was a bit Whereas this one, it's more what's it called? They're on a strand island. The MC's more smart. MC's more dependable, and it's more of yes, the LI from Witness had a backstory, but they weren't as the LI, the captain in Shipwrecked is way more. I'd say they got something different because from the way, because so far I've described it, they're a solo runner. They've been screwed over by a recent partner. They've lost 2 ships now, and the only thing left of their family is a ukulele. They have more of a deeper, more interesting backstory than the LI from Witness, and they have more of a reason, I think, to have their walls up, and they have more of a deep emotions from the way they say it. So personally, I think they're a better person than the LI, and they're more caring in a way. So I still don't think it's like Witness. Then after that, we hear a noise, commotion a little way, and we go off to face what is a Black Panther. Cuts off to that and goes to the next chapter. We are able to intimidate the Panther off. and that's when we have to get back to the waterfall, get the water, start setting up base camp, and that's when this chapter takes a nicer turn. It's like it goes a bit more deeper. It's not obviously like every Witness. Definitely, they have more of a heart to heart in this chapter. They start to craft and they start to make their own little camp. You can have a diamond scene to up it. Make the camp look a bit better. But I like it. You craft a lot of things, teach you how to make things, and you're able to have this one-on-one. Then once camps get up, you presented with some new music. There was a new piece of music in this, nice little ukulele piece that was just posted on YouTube. I think I have a link of it now. The newest piece from Shipwrecked, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's a nice little piece. So, and then you switch to the night, go on to the night. Just you and the captain. You're getting some rest. And you even like if you've got the ukulele from the other chapter, you were able to she'll actually play you a song, or he'll play you a song. Like literally, they'll sing it. I didn't sing it. Cat, I don't know if Cat sing it. I was in and out that night, but it was a nice little heart-to-heart piece. There was a lot said, a lot going on, and it was definitely not Witness. And then obviously you had the option to share the hammock, which was
Never said it was.
well, I mean, why wouldn't you? You wouldn't want to. I mean, if you were given a hammock, would you let your partner just sleep in the sand in the cold?
I never said that. I haven't been on about that. So
I was saying,
if somebody offered, honestly, this might sound selfish, and I don't care less, even though she's technically not our partner. If somebody did that to me in real life, said, "I'll sleep on sand," I said, "Do it then." If they offered it, fair enough. So
that makes sense. It's like only makes sense to offer. It's like you wouldn't want to, you don't like it if they left you there. So just it's better to at least be comfortable, be together. And obviously, it's not even that much of a steamy scene. It's that much of just getting close to each other scene. And it gets a bit steamy in the morning, and it gets. Well, I say that it's not even that bad. It is a little steamy, and obviously it gets interrupted by falling over, but it's not that bad. It's a nice little warm moment. It's like at the end of the day, you're stuck on an island. There's not much to do. You have feelings for each other. That much is obvious.
And
Not much else to do.
Like there's no other soul there. Like
Yeah, you may as well explore. You may as well explore being a part of being together, and such. So, and then obviously next part we have to go off and find food. So that'll be interesting. And obviously that was left a bit weird as well, because when going out, we found a strange knife on the ground, which suddenly disappeared a little after, once we heard a rabbit trying through. But what was weird is that knife. It's like, for 1 minute it was there, the next it was gone. It's like, I'm starting to think we're not the only people on this island. I'm thinking there may be a few more. I'm not saying a tribe per se, but I'm saying I think there may be some more people on this island, and not necessarily the friendly type.
my money's on tribe.
I doubt a tribe, because the island's on an active volcano. Most of them are uninhabited anyway. I highly doubt a tribe would want to isolate themselves off. Plus, with the volcano, it's supposed to go active soon, and technically they have no way of getting off it. Even if they did want to build the raft, I doubt they'd even want to take that risk.
Yeah. So by far, can we say this is a choices book? Like I don't think it has ever done before or not, where we have like two characters for like 2 or 3 chapters. Like this is a new thing, right?
Mm.
No other characters, just 2 characters.
Yeah, it's 2 characters. Well,
Oh, wow.
yeah, so far.
Wow, interesting. I would have to read when it releases then. Interesting.
Yes, it's definitely good so far. I'm liking it so far. I think it's really good. I love the art, the music. I love the dynamic between the characters, like kind of building up. Obviously, the bond increasing. We're obviously getting ready for something near the end, which is going to be good. A lot of mysteries. First we're setting up base camp. That's going to be pretty simple. Food next, and then once that's done, it'll obviously be wondering of how we're going to get off the island, and maybe exploring the island a bit. There's a lot to explore. So I think it's going to be good. And
Yeah.
I've got high hopes for this book.
The what book? Oh yeah, Shipwrecked. Yeah. Shipwrecked. Yeah. So 4 chapters, right?
4 chapters, yeah. Chapter 5 coming this Friday, along with Danny Affair.
Chapter 5. Okay. Interesting. So I think chapter 8 and then that would be October when it will be released for non-VIP players. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah.
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah. So did you read Queen Bee book 2? I'm sorry, book 1.
Sorry? I
Queen.
have. I haven't read it yet. I'm gonna start reading it soon, though.
Oh yeah, so it's gonna drop in September. Alright, so then we can discuss it more. Alright, so anything to add on Queen Bee or Shipwrecked, Mac?
Queen Bee. What? Yeah, you sent talking about that over day, wasn't we? What was
Yeah.
that? You sent me a screenshot saying about what Poppy
Oh yeah,
put in
she
that
brought some. Oh, that girl.
Penelope Dalton's thing.
Yeah, Penelope Dalton. Yeah.
Yeah, about was it this alcohol isopon? No, that's the thing what you use
Ice
for
pack. Ice pack.
yeah, and yet I'm not even going to say because you know what my opinions are on Poppy, so it's like I'm not going to say because
Yeah, we know you love her.
I love it. I want to punch her so hard. I want to. Yeah, exactly.
You're not allowed to hit women.
Says so.
Yeah. But
Society.
this girl, Penelope Dalton, she could be the one. Ex. Poppy did a horrible thing to her as a queen bee.
Oh no! Sorry, but she's good looking, so that doesn't matter, does it? What she did. So, but if it were Benji, oh my god, he should be arrested. He should get life in prison. He's an horrible beep 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 beep. You know.
Yep. That was that.
Life in prison. That a bit.
Yep.
Not a bit much.
Yep.
I mean, Benji, Poppy, both of them should be in prison. Period.
I mean, it's high score to expect.
Yep, like the chick's drugging someone that can kill someone in a breathing
Exactly.
problem, and Benji's stalking someone. So this is like most of the people want to be criminals here.
I know it's
pretty typical.
Yeah.
Poppy should obviously be put in prison more because
Yeah.
one of the symptoms, if I'm not mistaken, was increased heart rate or lowered heart rate.
Yeah. Breathing
Which is-
problem?
Yep, exactly. It's
It's high score. It's to be expected.
I don't think in real life anyone would even dare to do that. I mean, that would be.
Well, I mean, I knew a guy who grabbed an avocado, put it in someone who was literally lethally allergic to him in his face, and almost got close to him, and he was going to keep going until someone stopped him. So, I would say I can easily say I'm not surprised.
Horrible, man. And I can't stand those people. It's just pathetic.
We're in a cruel world, and the world's not. I say the world's harsh, but we're not being harsh enough back. So.
Yeah. Yeah, this just sickens because like these plays are for studies and to grow and learn and make a meaningful connection. But this kind of bully and stuff, even in workplaces, this is but it is what it is. You got toxic, so just
yeah. As well, if I want to add on the cover, what the hell did they do to Veronica's face?
Yeah,
Where was that the leak cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's not confirmed as well, but I mean, I guess it's got the suspicion that it might be, but it's not confirmed as far as I know.
Because in the posse, Veronica's face looked something like that. So Veronica's face in the posse, even that was like she was pouting and she was like taking a selfie. So that was really weird. Like I don't know what they did. That was weird. But yeah, I can't wait for Queen Bee book 2. I mean, last year 2 books really got me, and I loved these 2 books. First was the Nanny Affair book 1, which was tremendous, and the Queen Bee book 1. I mean, I can't wait to see like how they follow up on Queen Bee book 1 from here.
It'll be interesting because a lot of people, it's like I said, a lot of people liked all the classics, and it's like they're getting the sequels they asked for, so it only makes sense that they try and score these off pretty well.
Also, this was supposed to be a VIP book, so I'm excited. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty popular.
Yeah,
too popular to be a VIP book, I think.
Yeah. Also, the drama, and the language they wrote it, like it's like game on, sort of like fighting, and like it's like the Mean Girls version, Yeah. All right, so I think that's all from choices. Yeah. So let's dive right into Dream Zone, shall we?
That's interesting.
Yeah, we got Hostel Story 3 dropped.
Woo woo. Yeah.
That came
But,
out. That came out sooner than I thought, and I was happy that came out. I was right on that.
yeah. Any news on what book they're working on next? Because you two said, I don't know where you saw it on Facebook or I don't know, but you said like this book was in production or something, and
Yeah, it
the
was a comment
June.
section in the group section of Facebook somewhere. Yeah, in
It
June.
wasn't. It
any
was in the App Store on. I sent you the screenshot. It was in the App Store in June the 8th, I believe.
so any new news? When
I
any
don't
other
think
book?
so.
Doubtful. Let's just say the one thing that Dream Zone and like Swashmaga are lacking right now is community awareness and feedback and
Yeah.
such. So that's one thing they're
Yeah,
lacking.
like a social media account.
Yeah.
I'll do it for them myself for free.
Yeah, so they have they have it set up, but they don't really actively pop on it much unless they get comments directly or it's like a wide update or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not much about it.
Yep. But what about Ivy? She's dead. I mean, throughout the book, too, did we learn she was dead? I mean, she died?
Technically, yes. I think people either just didn't acknowledge it or didn't want to. Yeah, it was obvious she was dead from the second book at the start because she came to you in a vision, and it was like she started explaining things from there. Obviously, she must have been killed in the gunfight back in Rome at the start of book 2. Because I mean, as far as I know, we were shot in the head. The girls were captured. Ivy most likely fought to the death, or she was executed. So that's one of the others the two. And in a way, I'm sad, but I mean, it's like
Yeah.
she's literally now turned into a guardian angel. It's like it's like at this point, the way things are going now, it's like I'm gonna save this kid. I'm gonna finish the Silkway, and then I will join you because I've had enough. At that point, I would have enough. And the way things are going so far, it's going rough.
Oh, I would love that. I mean, if actually Dream
The
Zone,
choice.
yeah, the choice. If they give us the choice, you want to finish up with Bella? No. You want to finish up with Katia or someone? No. You want to like maybe fight dying and join Ivy? Hell yeah, I do want to join. So I would love that ending.
It'll be like an Iron Man type scenario from Endgame. You'll do some sacrifice, and eventually you'll just decide I've done enough, and you get the option maybe to either try and hold on or to let go.
Oh yeah, let go. I mean,
I'll let go in a heartbeat. The way things are going, like things are spicing up so far because we started in book 3. We finally got into Moscow, and we found Katya, and it's like she's not exactly happy at the start. Actually, no. Technically, we had a run in with our good old friends over in the FSB, Russian intelligence and forces and such. Not the special forces, no, that's Spetsnaz. And obviously, they think we're a spy right off the bat because, well, that's typical, interrogation. You have a military background; they're obviously going to assume it, etc., etc. Obviously, we don't get out. Well, obviously, he tries to Gromlov. He tries to put on a bit of a show, but obviously they have no reason to hold us, etc. So we're allowed to walk straight out. Bye bye. I know my rights. Have a meet up with Katia, who isn't particularly happy. I don't think to start off with, if I remember. Takes us back to our safe house, and we get some intel on a Shaika, who is obviously someone important in the Silkway, someone that FSB have been investigating. We go a bit rogue, and obviously during the mission, we take the mission on, and we take on the Shaika, who is really weird. I'll give him that. He cares more about his gun, which he's named his kid practically, which is a golden AK-47, which is a little concerning. Take out the guards, secure the building pretty quickly. We get the Shaker to give up the information. Obviously, he's very protective of his gun, which is weird. He's sneaky, obviously. He tries to pull out a little Shaker, but, military reflexes, a bit too fast. And we finally find Bella in the Shaker's little safe room. We finally find the real Bella, and we get her out safe and sound. We destroy the room a bit, cover up the evidence. We get back to the safe house. Katya's not happy. She's a little upset. We killed the Shaker, but, I mean, he tried to kill us, obviously. It's what do you expect? Yes, I know your FSB boys were investigating him a bit, etc. And that's when things start to go south. Katya turns on us because the FSB wants to try and take us in, and they want us dead, tying up loose ends. Obviously, and then what happens is next thing we're left off with Katya's holding a gun to us and Bella, and then it flashes to 6 months in the future. We're in the middle of a jewelry store with an undercover FSB agent transferring some microchip, to then which we come under attack by some robbers, which I personally took them on, helped the people, blah, 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 blah. Finished delivering the chip, and basically the whole cover story is Katya spared us both. Bella was sent back to the States, back to her father, safe and sound. We're stuck in Moscow, and we have to work. We're forced to work for the FSB, which is already bad as it is. An American fugitive, ex-military, working for the FSB, that just screams treason to everybody. Don't ask. The whole cover story is that we're in a marriage with Katya, and we're running through this, and it lasts for 6 months. Obviously, final ball comes down, last job comes out, and it's like, a bit of argument comes down. It's like, she's trying to make this better. It's like, you forced us at gunpoint to work for the Russians, and now expecting us to be all hunky dory about it. We're fugitives. We're ex-military of the US, and we just work for the Russians as if we weren't already traitors enough. We've already got a giant target pinned on our back from underground organizations and the governments. We don't need more. And she's trying to give us smack about it. It's like, it's going back and forth. It's like, look, I appreciate everything you've done. We're close friends and such. Yes, you spared us, but you can't expect us to keep working for them. This is not what we do. We've got other things to do. Obviously, we head out a bit. We run into Bella, who's in Russia, helping out a family, Dmitry and his son, Mark. Both very nice people. It's the first set of friendly faces. And Vladimir, the driver. So, obviously, it's going a bit back and forth. We meet them, and obviously, Bella needs to come up with a cover story. So, we're a teacher, undercover teacher, maths teacher, English teacher, something like that. So Dmitry hires us after we finish off with Gromlov. We officially resigned and we're done with the FSB. We move on and we work as a teacher and bodyguard. Because after that first encounter, a couple of guards show up outside Dmitry's house. We take care of them. We protect the kid. And we get to know him. And obviously, he hires us as a teacher and bodyguard. But then it goes back and forth. We spend time with Bella and the kid. We go to a museum first, but every round the corner, it seems to be a gunfight. And it's getting a little weird. It's like, are we just trapped to gunfight, or is something else going on? We head to a museum, get a bit of a steamy scene, explicit with Bella. And then next thing we know, the museum's under fire. And from what we can gather is they're looking for someone or something. Obviously, we're, just too good. And we're able to outpower them, outmaneuver them. We escape back to Dimitri's place, and everything's finally getting ready. Because the whole thing is Bella came to help them leave Moscow. They want to get out. Gone. Poof. Which is good, because it's not a good place to be. Then, next thing you know, we're given a final paycheck. Bella is sent off. Actually, no, Bella went missing. And we don't know where she is. She went missing during the confrontation. Katya, we call her up. She's not happy still. We find out that she may be somewhere else. She's actually at a Soviet bunker we recently went to. I can't remember why again, but it was a recent installation. Obviously, it's a good thing we didn't destroy it, or else we wouldn't know she was there. Move in, clear out the guards. Pretty straightforward. We're able to clear it out rather swiftly. Get Bella, destroy the bunker. I think I destroyed the bunker. I mean, it was an old Cold War bunker. It's Russia. There's bound to be plenty of the old Cold War relics left over. Moving on, you get back to Dimitri's. You finally sign off. Vladimir drives away, but something seems fishy. Something seems off. Vladimir's acting polite and different. Obviously, you're presented with options. I didn't hurt him yet. I thought to hear him out because, it's not always great to spring to action. He spills the beans that there's mercenaries, Silker mercenaries, at Dimitri's house looking for him and the kid. Obviously, Mark was sent away early with Bella early on, so I don't know if they were captured by mercenaries or they're moving on. I think they were captured. Actually, they may be on the run. Either way, we head back and we're presented with, a hostage situation. Dimitri's been captured and interrogated by the mercenaries. So are we eventually. And that's when it hits you with a heavy one. It's like, tell us where Mark is or we'll go after your Russian friend. And it's like, oof, that's a bit of a tough one. Obviously, I was a bit stubborn. I didn't say anything. I let them go for Katya. I thought, she can take care of herself. She's bound prepared for anything, so she's probably able to take it.
Yeah,
she's trained after all. She's a killing machine.
Yeah.
So next thing we know, the the whole confrontation ends. See what happens next. Obviously, a fight little brawl comes out. They kill Dimitri, who asks us in his dying words to take care of his son.
Mark.
Who actually was revealed, Mark, is
Yeah.
actually a clone of himself, which makes sense because a lot of things he did was very advanced, and he is what is known as the first prototype clone in human history. He's a creative mind of Dimitri, so he has his minds and thoughts, and the Silkway wants to hands on it, to weaponize it, do whatever it is. It's something important, so they want it. So they end off, and then we manage to fight our way out, only to open the door to a 50 caliber deagle pointed to our chest. Just take a bullet there. Another near-death experience. We run into Angel Ivy. She presents us with an opportunity. I think we get the option to let go, but I think regardless of what you choose, it keeps on going. But yeah, I think you present with the option. I chose to stay again.
Yep.
To keep going. We're wounded somehow. We've been shot in the chest. Somehow we lived. Make it back to Katya's apartment to find that guy, take him out, then collapse. She manages to patch us up. We've been down for about 2 days. We start trying to work things out. We've got to go after the kid, go after Mark. Obviously, trusting Katya trusting us isn't going to be easy. We had to make her understand that she means something to us. She's not just a booty call or help. She saved our life over 3 continents. She means something to us. It's not just the end. She's not just something we use. She means a lot to us. And we managed to convince her, and we stupidly decided to call up Vince, thinking we can have some info. Gets him up, and he comes out, only to find out that the entire department that they were working on has been disavowed. All of its assets disavowed. Vince forced into retirement. Judy took over and went into a new department. Vince turns into, the kind of punk we don't want to deal with. He's got some serious problems. Given his age and past, he's got some relations back to the Cold War. Russians. He doesn't trust Russians. He's Cold War problems. He's honestly got issues, but he turns into a real punk, and he demands that we turn ourselves in after the whole thing's over, and he helps us. And the only reason he's doing this is because he doesn't want to let his hard work go to waste. I'm like, yeah, that's not happening. No, I thought we were friends. He's like, no, you ruined my life. And it's like, technically, I did the right thing, and technically, I fought the Silkway, which is what you wanted to do. And if it wasn't for me, we never would have caught any ground with them. Because last I checked, who disrupted Silkway operations? Oh yeah, me. Who's rattled up the Silkway and got them that scared that they want to hunt me? Oh, let me think. Oh yeah, me. Last I checked, we've done more to penetrate the Silkway than the government and anyone else has done in the last set of years. So, credit where credit's due. So shut it. Obviously, we've agreed to the terms, but I, for one, am not turning myself in when this is over. I'm taking a bullet or running away. Either one. I'm not going in for something I'm not done. Obviously, he tries to blackmail us with the footage from the FSB. Obviously, it just makes us like terrorists. Basically, Vincent just turns into a punk. He turned back into... Not even from the first book. He just turned into an absolute... just one of those... And it's like the enemy of my enemy is my friend kind of thing. We're not... We turned enemies after that. Like, the minute... It's like after what happened on the rooftop, he just... After we hit him on the head, it's like he was fine. We hit him on the head to knock him out, and it's like after that, something snapped, and it's like he turned into an enemy which he was an enemy, and it's the case of the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and that's what this case is because he's trying to get us to turn in. So far, we're trying to work together. We're currently in Dubai with a sketchy mercenary who is his partner, Jim James, who sounded a bit suspicious at the start. We thought he was just trying to, you trying to make a friend there, buddy? You're a bit friendless there. It's okay, you can tell us. Obviously, wasn't as fake as we thought, surprisingly. We meet up. Obviously, he's skeptical and making snide remarks. Oh, I wonder which one's my favourite. That's it. Commie Barbie. I think that was it. Honestly, God, this guy's got issues. He's got issues with communists and Russians, Cold War, etc. Cold War flashbacks, basically. Vietnam flashbacks, Cold War style. He tries to hire a plane, or he hires a plane to get us into Dubai under the radar against the UAE, which is the Emirates Security Force of Dubai. obviously, him being an old dog, old-fashioned, he thinks you can fly under the radar to avoid detection. It's not 1970. That doesn't work anymore. Everyone has advanced radars now. We are intercepted by two fighters who shoot us down. We land in the middle of the desert. We're presented with another type of angel guardian scenario. Except we get a bit of a relaxation and heart-to-heart moment in a way, because we miss Ivy. We know that something's waiting for us on death. Although, to be honest, after what we've done, are we really going to heaven? I mean, I for one have got a one-way ticket straight down to hell. I plan to become the next devil himself. I'm just saying, quite frankly, taking down the Silkway, I think that wrongs our rights and we deserve to go to heaven. Heaven's apparently boring anyway, so maybe it needs us to spice it up. So obviously we'll be able to reunite with Ivy. But so far we wake up in the desert. Obviously she gives us a tip, and weird thing is we land on a landmine. Our foot is literally on a landmine. And
yeah,
it's like,
I warned about that.
I'm not sure why there's a landmine in the middle of the desert unless it was packed in the plane. Somehow our foot landed on it. Managed to fill the boot. Managed to, go for military training. You have to keep pressure on it once you've already activated it, or else, things could go south. Fill it with sand, able to back away. Obviously, it still goes off anyway, but you're at a safer distance. You reunite at the crash site. And at that point, I made the idea to make a wind kite vehicle to travel across the dunes instead of walking, because that would just be death. And I was like, because the minute I saw the desert, I was like, oh, cool. I'm in John Wick 3. Awesome.
Yeah.
Just fun. So yeah, next thing I know, we managed to arrive in Dubai, and Vince is looking through a wall because he doesn't realize that things change over time. Next thing you know, we're just watching him look through a wall and touch up a wall. It's like, obviously this guy comes up behind us. It's like, whoa, back off, dude. And obviously it turns out to be Jim James. Obviously this guy's a bit sketchy. Ex-military turned mercenary. A bit weird because of a problem he had. He went undercover. They found out who he was. He was compromised. So they decided to fill him with drugs, lock him in a room, keep him high, doing a lot of damage to him. Obviously that did a lot of things. And then next thing you know, Kathy is like, so should we let him know that he's just skulking around nothing? And I was like, and she's like, you know what I'm thinking? Yeah, I know what you're thinking. I was like, yeah, let's keep watching. I even pulled out my phone, recorded a bit. We recorded a bit. I was just like, yeah, just watch this. So you just keep going. It's like, yeah, we've had enough fun. Call him up. Yo, Einstein, friends here. Obviously, it's like, they're friends and such. And it's like, he invites us to his place. Things get a little weird. He starts smash. Once we ask him for help, we provide our point. He helps us. He responds by smashing a glass everywhere, which is weird. He then goes into the bathroom and smashes a bunch of several other glasses. Comes out screaming, and then it's like, I'll help you, but you got to do something for me. He mentions that there's a armored convoy transporting a Russian prisoner that he wants freed to get back, which I think is part of a contract. So I'm assuming he wants out with that, and that's where we left off. He wants us to help him hijack a convoy and rescue a prisoner that's armed to the teeth. Well, we're armed to nothing. And that's where we left off with Hostel Story 3.
Yeah, it's interesting, and all I gotta say is about Ivy, like you said before. If they give us at the end that choice, then I'm gonna make it one of the best books ever I've played. Because
that's definitely got a book 3. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
that's definitely. I mean, wait. Oh. So I'm thinking of Devil's Deal book 2. Ignore me. We're on book 3. Continue.
Oh, Devil's Deal. I mean, it has definitely book 3 for sure. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. But yeah, Hostel Story 3 looking good. We go from protecting a bunch of girls, basic Silkway operations, US government sanctioned, to fugitive through several different countries doing a bunch of messed up stuff.
The Prophet.
Fugitive, not a bad fugitive, but I don't know. Technically, we're still working for the government. Just dead liaison. Black Ops, CIA, spooky. Then we go to full fugitive, protecting a clone. This has gone a bit sci-fi based, but so yeah, it's gone a bit pear-shaped. But all I'm saying is, I hope they find a good point to end off on this. Like I said, we rescue Mark, put him off with Bella, send them on their way, destroy the Silkway, tell Vince to go do one. We have a sacrifice scenario, and we join Ivy, and we just live our life in peace. Because I think we've had enough for one lifetime of being convicted of a monstrous person when all we're trying to do is, destroy a criminal organization that's, doing ruin. And we've come close. We have come very close. Also, one thing that was weird as well is when we were looking for Mark as well, we had a run-in with a Silkway operative who was looking to defect. which I thought was really interesting. It's like, out of all the Silkway people, they're all happy to be in power, but this woman, she wants to
On the book cover.
defect. Yeah, the one from the book cover. I don't know. She thinks she's like an analyst or something, or an operative. But as far as we know, she was just she was just on her own. And next thing we know, she's like, she wants to defect. And if we need help or other things, let her know. But I thought it was weird. Why would a Silkway operative want to defect? Obviously, it just seems weird. I mean, back, it's like they all have power. They all think they're untouchable. I mean, yes, we have a reputation, but still they're not scared. I don't get why somebody wanted to. I mean, obviously, she can probably see the light, but. Yeah. And then obviously we find out a bit more about this quote-unquote prophet through, and we actually find the discovery of this Silkway. To be honest, I can understand where these bad guys are coming from. They're a bunch of ex-military guys trying to do right by the world. They've seen that with the government they can't do anything, so they take the matter into their own hands, only they've kind of gone a bit twisted, and they turned it into a black organization. They think the world should be ruled by strength, and the strongest, the way of saying the strong survive, the weak perish, that kind of thing. And they're trying to take what they want and stuff. So they came from a good way, but they went so south. They're all ex-military, and they're not to be messed with. Let's just say all we know about the leader is he's deadly, and only about a few people have managed to come away from him alive. Obviously, we're different, but
And this is a he.
Yeah, this is a he, as far as we know. Unless it turns out to be somebody we know. I mean, it's not Car.
Soldier-like thing?
Possibly, yeah. Ex-soldier.
Oh, no, by
leader.
soldier, I meant Donna in Man for Hire.
Yeah, no. No, I don't think it's that. They were described as a he. People have tried to take him on, barely survived. It was a he. I mean, it might be a woman, but I mean, probably as a woman for some more operatives, close operatives, but I doubt it. But one thing that's interesting about this guy is he has his own set of bodyguards, but he's the type of guy, given he's ex-military, he's one of his own security. He doesn't really rely on bodyguards. Sometimes he has them for appearances, but most of the time he's on his own. You'll see him on his own and stuff. He defends himself, which I kind of respect. You gotta respect that. You don't respect a leader who actually, mainly relies on focusing on protecting himself and such. But yeah, it's really spicing up, and I'm really interested to see what goes on. I'm thinking this prophet might be somebody from our character's past, maybe in the military, because from the way it's described, and the way they've built up to it, this prophet, they've got a real problem with us, but it sounds like they kind of know us. Obviously, I don't know who it could be, because Carter's dead. Vince, stubborn and annoying, but he's by our side. Katia, no, obviously. Anyone else? I mean, there are those thugs from Rome, but they were
there's
thugs.
A prophecy.
Yeah, there were those thugs from Rome, but as far as I know, they're either half. I can't think of anybody. Nope, can't think of anybody.
Yeah, Mac, do you know who could be the prophet?
I actually don't know because, Aaron just said, all the characters what you just mentioned. It can't be Vince. I don't think it is Vince. It's not Katia. It's not Carter because he's dead.
He's too busy crying Tommy.
I know.
What about Denise or that girl we like?
Judy.
Who?
Yep.
The CIA operative who tried to put a bullet in our head to make things easier for us, as she said.
No, not the one. The one we used to love when we were in the training camp in the Iraq. Remember?
Aisha. Wait, the CIA operative.
Yeah.
She's dead.
She's dead. She was a traitor She was a traitor. We never had to put her down.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Because it was in that building, and Carter rigged the building, didn't he? And then she escaped, and then in the basement she got shot in the head.
Yeah, in the basement she ties up something, and then Katia killed her.
Yep.
Saved us again.
Yeah. So it would be interesting to find out who it really is.
Well, like you said, it's the person who I definitely know. I hardly ever say this. I know it can't be definitely. It's not Katia, because why would she save us that many times?
It's probably somebody we don't know, but somebody from MC's past or something, or life. Yeah. Yep. Mainly military. I'm thinking military. It might have been like a best friend. Like, it might be a plot twist. It might be a best friend from the same. They might have been in the same unit together. They might have just been separated, because the way in military it goes all ways. Like the way it described, it was this guy and his entire unit. But obviously, and our character, he's ex-military. He could have been in the unit, and he could have gone his own way, like reassigned, and the unit could have been get together, or they will have been discharged honorably or dishonorably, depending on what went. They went their own way. So MC might know them personally. They might have served together, and they might they may even offer, because at this point, the Silkway is in shambles. Only one person that take out. At this point, it won't surprise me. At the end, he's like, "You've gone through so much. I've wanted to kill you, but I'm thinking you have done a lot to disrupt a lot of people across the world. You should join us." Because you are one of the strongest people on this entire planet who can disrupt government. And hell, you've done a good job disassembling Silkway. So, I mean, yeah, I'm willing to overlook it. You should join us, become rich, powerful, do whatever you want, etc. I'm thinking we're going to get some kind of offer. Because at this point, we're close to absolutely slamming them. So it would not surprise me if if they want to try and offer us as a kind of contingency, because we're the only person who's actually managed to disrupt the Silkway, so it would make sense that they hit us with the last option, which is try to get them to join us, because we would be one hell of a secret weapon.
Yeah, totally agree with that. It'll be interesting to find out how the story progresses. This is promising.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so next we have Devil's Due. Wow,
That's getting interesting?
Getting interesting.
I'm a bit lost at the moment, I'll be honest, because we started off. We'll start off back at the chapter with Betty. We've got to confront her. She tried to shoot us. A little offended by that, only a little. Obviously, the bullet does no damage because half demon. Little brawl. We're stronger. She starts coughing up info. Her deal. So the reason that they're actually together is it was kind of like, I'm trying to think of what it was like. It's the scenario where someone is set to be with someone as a facade or as to prevent something. I can't remember what story it's from. But they end up actually falling in love. It's like that. So the thing about Carrie is, because we all know, is she's supposed to have a child that is to cure cancer. Milton twisted that truth to say that it was supposed to be Felix who was the father, but it's not. It could be us, but I highly doubt it. I doubt a half demon could create that, but still. So, Betty's deal at the start involved a favour that would be to seduce Carrie, a quote heartbroken girl, thanks to yours truly, thanks, to prevent her from having the child. Obviously, she fell in love, and they've actually talked about having a child through Felix stuff, but obviously that wouldn't be the same. So, obviously, Milton still succeeds. Obviously, Carrie, Felicia still zombies. Felix being his lackey, back and forth. We're presented with a few problems. We've got Samantha and Diana both going at each other like greyhounds. Honest to God.
Yep.
I've never seen two women go head to head against each other, but it's back and forth. Once we get that info, we're trying to make sense of it all. We have a bit of a. I'm trying to remember the order of this actually, because I remember I read both chapters, but I'm trying to remember the order. So we met Betty. We found out what we did. Obviously, we kind of lost a bit. Yeah, so found out what happened. I think we tried to get some more information on what is going on. Oh yeah, she gave us a map, which is linked to the crime scenes, which actually shaped a kind of ritual circle, and it along with murders in each location. And the basic premise, like the whole idea that they've come to, which kind of makes sense and how I didn't see this earlier, is they're trying to open a portal to hell. They're trying to open some sort of wormhole, Durrell, which I can assume is to quite literally invade quite literally everything else. So that's what I'm getting so far. And another thing, we've been blacking out a lot. First time we blacked out mid-conversation, I think, in the clinic. We went to the clinic to... I don't know why I went to the clinic. To see Dr. Foreman.
And then
Try back a minute. Yeah, because we ran into Felix and Milton. Because Diana stormed out after seeing us having a explicit moment with her sister. She wasn't happy. She just need to learn how to not though. Last I checked, I'm single, half demon, grown up half demon. I can do why, please. No commitments. I'm a Rang Lucas fighting a 2-year war. Things not going my way. So you know what? I'll do what I want. Obviously, we find her going after Felix. We have to try and fight her. Felix calls in that favor to protect him, which we do. And Diana tries to kill us. She literally gives us dead blowing hit. Her sister is mental, and it's like it had to be done. She showed no remorse. It's like screw you. So obviously she patches up and she takes us to the hospital. We meet Dr. Foreman again. It's like, hey, how's it going? He's like, trouble cats into fully. He's like, yeah, what can we say? Just typical. I'll go. But then obviously we see Betty in the hospital, who apparently I can't remember why she was there. I don't think she ever specified. And then we blacked out. We ended up in the park. Did you?
Sorry, yeah, if you don't mind me saying, in the chapter in the park, where we see Manuel and Milton, if you confront her in front of the dad and Milton, Manuel, sorry.
Yeah.
She said something about, I just went to see him for about, so I can't remember what, but she said she did actually go to see him. I would never harm them, I promise, I swear.
Yeah, I said that. Obviously, we blacked out. We blacked out a couple of times. First time, we ended up with paint on our hands, which we've been told so far that paint's being used to, I think, which Miss Dawson even has done on
exactly. I was going to say
to paint something. I think it's some sort of ritual thing again. Like, obviously, what I can tell is every time this blood thing comes out, we black out, go full demon, and do something. That's the demon side taking over, and we're doing stuff. It happened again, and then the second time around, Manuel ended up dead. So Manuel's finally actually dead. But from what I can guess, and I don't think anyone's going to try and claim me on this, I think we killed him. I mean, it makes sense because we blacked out. We were there, obviously. We haven't heard from the dad or Betty. All we know is the sisters came in and tell us that Manuel was killed. And we didn't wake up with blood on our hands, so it might not have been us.
Dr. Foreman, too.
And Dr. Foreman, but the creepiest thing was he died with a smile on his face, which is what was told. He was killed with a smile on his face, and it's like, as far as we know, I think he was the final victim for this portal thing, or one of them. So it's just like, what's next? Even the description, I was like thinking the same thing. It's like your best friend's dead. Your best friend's dead. Who's next? Are you ready to live without all those people you love? I mean, at this point, we're not ever going to live. We're going to be a full demon. It's like.
I think our dad's next because there was a major ritual and a minor ritual. For the major, they needed 30 people dead, so that was done. Now they needed 3 more. So Dr. Foreman was the first one. The second one was Manuel, and now I think our dad is the only one who's like a non-demon character left.
Yeah, I think it's like an inner circle of the main character. I think that'll open the portal again, and something will happen, but I don't know. So obviously, I don't think I'm hoping we see our mother, because it's chapter 15, which means we've got this week and next week will be the final chapter of Devil's Deal Book 2, and then we'll have to wait for Book 3. Obviously, I'm hoping something happens. We have a meet with our mother and we can change things around. Obviously, we end off on a positive note, which is hard because every book so far has been a sequel, and I don't think we've had a solid ending yet, apart from time and time again, which did have a solid ending. We end up with the girl we want to be with, and life goes on quite pleasantly. We've made the right choices, and we go on. That ended on a positive note. So far, everything else has just been sequel after sequel. Nothing's been solid. Rogue Gang, we're working for the feds, and we're probably going to go against our ex now. Impossible Game needs to come out soon because we're literally sitting on a cliffhanger. That one. We need Impossible Game. Book 3. Come on, guys.
What about Half Human?
Half Human could have possibly come to an end, but I doubt it.
No. Yeah.
The way it ended off, it's possible. It's possible. But I highly doubt it. And then also we have Project Prometheus. I'm not sure how that's going to go. And then Man for Hire, that sequel is due to come as well because the young girl was actually kidnapped by someone.
Donna.
No, Donna's either in captivity or dead.
No, she ran away, I guess.
Oh, in that case, we continue that. We fix things up. We're fixing things up with our LI. Ubers, I haven't read. Is that finished? 'Cause it's on chapter 12 and it's been out for ages. Is that a short book?
Yes, it is.
Right, just make sure. Colorblind, I'm pretty sure I need to read My Bloody Classmates, Lookalikes, Honeywood. So yeah, so far we haven't had a solid ending yet. Well, on the main books. And it's like, can we have a solid ending? Hopefully it ends off on a positive note.
Nope.
Yeah.
Devil's Deal is going for book 3. Like Mac and I talked about it, and
Book 3 is confirmed.
Yeah, book 3. It's coming.
Yeah, there's just no doubt about it. Book 3 is coming. There's way too much
Yep.
to just leave it at that.
Yeah. And Mac was
Yeah.
reading the book 2 from the beginning, and now a lot of things make sense, I guess, because at first when I read it, that didn't make sense, but now with the incidents that are happening right now the things that happened at the start of the book, like Miss Dawson, kissing us and awakening the demon and all the things, so it makes sense one by one. We blacking out again and again.
Yeah.
Yeah, so every
There's
time we
one
see the
thing-
blood, it blacks out.
I was reading through it again the other day, wasn't I? And I noticed something, didn't I? Dawson is our kin.
Yeah, because she's a demon too, so we're the same kin. We're like cousins. In a way. Something like that. Just to make it not sound incesty, we're demons in the red. They're the same. We're the same kind. I guess the same species. Kin, obviously. I'm gonna say cousins at the most. But other than that, we're just the same. We're just the same species in a way. We're not much family.
Oh.
And as well, what was?
That was what? Kind of bugged out then.
Yeah, sorry, what?
I said Max kind of bugged out a bit then when he was speaking.
Oh yeah.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just say that bit again.
Basically, I realised that how did Diana know about our demonic powers?
She didn't. She found out just in these 2 chapters that we were actually a half demon. She
No, before this.
Yeah.
Way before this.
Yeah.
She probably thought we were stronger or faster or something, but due to 2 years of fighting, it's to be expected. You gain strength over working this hard. She probably thought there was a bit of mystery behind it, but she didn't know. I mean, when she found out we were half demon, she was pissed.
Ooh.
I know, that's what I don't get.
Yeah.
Obviously, she immediately casted us off, and then she tried to apologize, which I was like, you just tried to kill me. You just tried to kill me.
Exactly.
And you had no remorse about it, and you expect to just apologize.
Yep.
And now that Manuel's died, they're all going to be all soft now. They're going to, be nice to us for once. Because they're never soft unless someone we know dies, and it's like if Dad dies, then it's going to set him off. And frankly, I would push everyone away because at this point, we can't trust anybody.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say it. I like Diana and Sam, but I just can't.
Thank you, Brandon. Can I just say something now?
Yeah.
Thank you. I've said this from the beginning. I don't trust them, but
it's not that I don't trust her. It's just going on what's happened so far. She's turned on us in a heartbeat, and it's like I know you're our ally in the wing. You want to do the greater good, but if we can't seem to get our priorities straight, work together, then. It's like I can't trust you two because I can trust Sam for the most part. Diana, you've turned into a loose cannon that at this point is just blood hungry to destroy our demons, which I can agree with. But we're not on the same page, and you tried to kill me. And yes, I know I had to call in I had to do the favor because it was kind of bounded, and we're all in this together. But still, it's like with everything that's going on, I just can't seem to trust you guys, and it's like I'm better off on my own. That way, no one's at a risk. I mean, they will still be at risk, but still, I'm on my own. No one else is at risk near me. I'm better off on my own. But I can't trust anybody because I don't know who's going to stab me in the back or die.
Yeah.
Yep.
But in every book, like you have a group of friends to fight like the enemy or villains in this kind of book. So I think Diana, Sam, and Betty, if she's not like too bad, then this is after Manuel dies. Like I think Diana and Sam, they at least, and then it can expand to like Betty also. Like they are what we have got to fight against evil forces, and even Miss Dawson. I don't know if Miss Dawson is going to help us or is going to be a villain, but that's all we got. If we want to fight the forces, because now we're learning it's not just Milton, but it's a group of demons. So, wow.
There was also an interesting bit about Milton. We dived a bit more into the love topic with him,
Woo.
which was a bit interesting.
Yeah.
We were like, he's like, we even confronted, like, what is your obsession, or what is your focus on the topic of love right now? What is going on? I was like, have you fallen in love? It's like, alas, no, I can't fall in love over Tintress. It's like, I think he has an eye on somebody, but other than that, I think he's just negative. And it's like, who?
My money
what?
is still on. Milton loved our main character's mother. I mean, that's what my money's on.
That he just got a thing for her. But it's like, that is a good question though. What is the whole idea of love at the moment? Like, what is? I mean, I get it's like love is a nice thing, but the main point, he sees it as his biggest advantage because it's a big weakness for most people because they care. It's like he knows we'll do it. He wants us to do anything to revive Carrie, Felix for Felicia, etc., etc. It's like he doesn't despise love. He has a thing for it as well, like a part of him, but he also sees it as a liability for us. But it's like, I just don't get. I just think he's bragging about it. Either he's thinking about love as either a past of him, like maybe it's because he said he's been around for centuries and such, being a demon. Maybe he fell in love at one point, obviously being MC's mum, maybe, and maybe he's reminiscing about it in a bigger way because of what's happening with us, or maybe he's just bragging about it a bit in a way, or explaining it as his biggest advantage, but also explaining what it is and how it's more of a liability and a gamble than most things.
Yeah,
that's what I got so far.
Yeah,
which in a way, love can be a gamble because it's like go back and forth.
But this whole portal opening thing and whatever is happening, I mean, this is absolutely crazy at the moment, and this is like a lot of things are happening, and I'm liking this book so far, and I can't wait literally for Thursday. Thursday can't come sooner. Like, I'm just waiting for it.
Yeah, it reminds me of R.I.P.D. with Ryan Reynolds and Jeff Bridges, where obviously when cops die, they have a chance to continue their work through death, called the Rest in Peace Department. Obviously, because basically it's a whole thing about a wormhole loophole. You go up to heaven or down to hell, and there's some who mess with the system and escape and stay on Earth in their form, but they are what called the Deados. And basically, they have a monstrous form. They hide behind human forms, but they are a monstrous form. They give off a bad vibe, so anything breaks, anything goes bad, freaks out, anything. So basically, they just cause a bad aroma around them, and it's very obvious to the RPD. Obviously, they have to arrest them, send them back down, or where they're supposed to go, and such. And obviously, by the end, Kevin Bacon, who's the antagonist, the main character's partner, who shoots them and betrays him because he's actually in on it. He's actually a Deado as well. He wants to create an object, an artifact, that is able to open hell and rain down the dead on the Earth, basically. Which is basically kind of what's going on here. They want to open a wormhole and rain down on the Earth. That's the kind of surmise I'm getting.
Yep.
That'd be interesting.
I still think Jeff Bridges will play an amazing Milton. A bit comedic though. He'd had a bit of a comedic effect, which I think would make it just perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, Milton is more than comedy. I think he's these metaphorical things like speaking and stuff. So that just suits his personality more, and sort of in 1900s English.
Ooh.
Old.
I should have thought. Also, I did have an idea for someone else who Milton could be. Possibly Tom Ellis. A British Milton. But not only that, the way he plays Lucifer in the comedic role, the way he plays Lucifer is amazing. He plays it in the, he has his comedic moments. He's a very comedic kind of guy. But when he gets serious, honest to God, it goes so good. I think he could play a good Milton, just full serious. Honest to God, because you see when he talks, he's very bit cocky, very sheepish, very smiley. He's very mostly polite and stuff. I think he would match a Milton. I definitely think he can match Milton. Just the way he is. Just imagine how he is. He walks around with a smile on his face, being the devil. Sometimes he's doing bad, even when he's in a bad situation. When it's a bit serious, he's full serious. But even in a serious situation, he can smile if he has the upper hand and such. I think he'd make a good Milton.
Yeah, that'd be a good choice. And And Milton's, I think he's like a British also because he's from
Hmm.
old days, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'd definitely say Tom Ellis could match that.
Yeah. So Mac, what's your theory on Devil's Deal here from now on? What's gonna happen?
Do you know, I couldn't tell you. I really don't know. But like, I think we can all agree on there'll definitely be a book 3. I could put
Oh yeah.
£1,000 on it. Like, there's going to be a book 3, 110%. There'll be some massive cliffhanger, hopefully, and then let's see what happens next.
You're just trying to give us torch, right? Massive cliffhanger.
No.
Yeah, we totally want a cliffhanger, don't we? We
Yeah.
want a cliffhanger after next week and be like, book 3 now, and then we'll all have to wait for months. Thanks, Mac. Thanks.
Month. It could be
I swear, if there is not a book 3, we'll certainly pay for them to make a book 3.
Oh, they'll have to be book 3. There's no way they end off there.
yeah, there is. Has
Hmm.
to be. So what's your theory or prediction, Brandon?
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to piece it all together, but it's like I think there's too many gaps from our perspective. Like, there's a lot the MC knows and a lot in the world, but that we don't know. So I'd say there's a lot of gaps, and then obviously we get the main story of it, but I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, the other thing,
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? We may see a repeat. It's like, will we see the return of the Kushisaka owner?
Ooh.
So that'd be interesting.
And I can't wait to find out about the blackouts because that's what I can't piece at the moment. Like I can't piece it together. Like we've been blacking out since the first chapter, and every time we black out, someone gets killed, something bad happens, and the police comes to our house. And
Yeah, I think I got that. I think it's by because, like I said, when Miss Dawson, kissed us, she bit and started this thing. Every time we see blood, we start feeling dizzy, which I think is basically it just fully triggers our demonic side. It takes over and it goes to. At this point, I feel like we're being manipulated, amused.
We're also hypnotized, right?
Yeah, in a way, like our full demonic side's being controlled by maybe Milton, but possibly someone else, because we always seem to be doing something. First time around, we had pain. Second time around, someone died. It's like whenever blood comes out, I think it's also a possibility, in fact, that Betty, because she still had that flower from Manuel.
Yeah.
It's possible she could have done that intentionally.
Yeah, because why would she accidentally drop it? It's like, come on.
Yeah.
And we don't remember what we do then when the demonic side kicks in. We remember when we wake up.
It's like, how are things going to even end? At the end of the day, we're going to become a full demon. Is there really any way to stop it? Only way is to kind of fight and do what we can with the time we have left before we go full demon.
Yeah. And also, the book's name is, Mac pointed out to me again, like I saw it a long time ago, then I forgot. The book's name is Devil's Game, like on the cover.
I noticed that the other day and I thought, Devil's Game, it's definitely not a typo or typo, whatever they call it,
Yeah, it's not typo.
Nope. But what to end on that, I will say is, I know I'm skeptical of every character, I know. I just don't trust Miss Dawson or Diane. One bit.
I just don't feel we should. I do trust Diana to respect, but I just don't think we should trust anybody with everything that's going on. I think we just go solo because at this point, everything's a liability to us, and we are a liability to everything. So it's like I don't think there's much point.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see. For the one, I for the one think at least Diana and Sam, like the friend group that was going to stand by us while we fight, and Miss Dawson and Betty, I'm not sure about them, but they could be our allies. And Manuel,
Yeah, but be honest, we thought that about Felix, but he's just.
Oh, Felix, yeah, he could be an ally too. Who knows?
Doubtful.
Because
I mean, his soul, he's working with Milton. His sole focus is to be with Felicia. I mean, at the end of the day, Felicia, like his sole purpose is just at this point is to be with Felicia, protect her. But at this point, how do we know that Felicia's going to even love him? Like, unless he strikes a deal with Milton or another deal with Milton, it's like, how do we know she's even going to be with you or want you? It's like same thing if we revive Carrie, she's going to want to be with Betty regardless with the seduction and stuff. End of the story, I guarantee we'll have to make a choice. And we'll probably, who knows, probably at the end of book 3 or something, we make a choice, we make sure everyone's happy, and we go down to hell. Maybe that's how we end off.
Yep.
We go be in hell with Mother and help her rule hell. I'd be fine with that.
No.
Could be. And we get to take one of the love interests with us.
Oh, no.
Doubtful.
Gary's a full-time demon.
No, she'll stay with Burr. Everyone will be happy. We'll go down to live in hell. Basically, we make sure everyone else is happy, and we make sure we get the worst outcome.
Yeah. But I'm sure that if Manuel's dead, and if our dad's gonna die next, then there'd be some way we can bring them back to life. Because Manuel will be dead for the rest of the book. That doesn't sound right, because he's our best friend. So we'll see. Maybe there will be a way to, because it says in the next chapter description that how are you gonna live without them you
I was
love.
gonna say it's not honestly it's not Lucifer. Like in Lucifer, when Dan died, it was all sad. But then in the new season 6, we've one of the early chapters we've seen Lucifer go down to hell to visit Dan. He's pulled some strings to make sure that he doesn't suffer, because they're trying to figure out, because with Dan they're trying to figure out why he's in hell, because we don't know why he's in hell. Obviously he still has some guilt, which apparently he said he cleared, but apparently he still has guilt. And people are still trying to figure that out, and it's like, but it's not that. So I doubt he'll just go down to hell or heaven and we'll see him again. I think he's gone.
Could be. We would have to find it out. Yeah. That is interesting. I mean, I can't wait for this Thursday and Friday. Unexpected Errors. Then we have Nanny Affair. Then we have here Devil's Deal, Honeywood, and Hostel Story. Interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I think I know we've kept saying each week this week's going to be spicy, but I think this week especially is going to be good with what's going on.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. All right, so that's it, I guess. Do you have anything to add, either of you?
Nope.
Nope.
All right. Okay, so that's it, I guess. And this week's gonna be exciting, like I said, and it was nice again to catch up after a long time. It seems like, and thanks for joining.
Okay.
Yeah, fun as always.
Yep. Yeah. Stay safe, take care, you guys, and I will catch up with you throughout the week, and we'll see each other again next week.
Yep.
See you soon.
Yeah. Stay safe. Bye.
Okay.